Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. It is a beautiful day today, and I've been working on the IBC, the intermediate bulk containers. I got out the hose today, gave them a good thorough rinsing out. So these contained it was a fungicide additive to cattle feed. So you dilute it and then you add it to cattle feed, and it helps stop the food getting moldy. So yeah, it's water soluble, so rinsed out really nicely. I fitted one in the corner over here. It's not on blocks or anything yet, but it fits in there perfectly. If you see, there's the side of the room. It just fits in here beautifully. So the eaves troughs will come down, fill it up. That'll be awesome. So I'm going to put two side by side until I get the greenhouse built, and then I'll move one to the greenhouse. Yeah, so that's rinsed out. Now the valve down below here, it's not the greatest valve in the world. It's just meant to kind of turn on and off. So you can buy hose fittings that screw in here, and then you can put an adapter on to, adapt it to a garden hose or whatever you want. So I'll do something like that. And I'm going to put this up on blocks. I'll probably buy some cement blocks for it. These things are really heavy when they're full of water. They're 1,000 liters, so yeah, they'll be heavy. So yeah, lots of work to go, but a really good start today. My wife took her tank out of the cage, so it's just sitting here loose, and she gave it a good thorough cleaning out with, soap right there and water. Gave it a good, swished it all around, turned the tank upside down, made sure she got all surfaces cleaned out. So it is nice and clean in there now. Good way to look around with the camera. Yeah, so you can see the opening down there where the valve is out front here. Yeah, so she's just making her area ready for hers, and that'll be cool. In the bonsai area over here, there's still ice and snow on the ground, but I gave all the trees a nice watering today. The soil was frozen this morning, but then it thawed, became really warm this afternoon. So yeah, everything's looking good. I checked over all the buds. Everything's looking pretty good. My larches need another pruning. I was looking at them. I think I just gave them like a rough pruning in fall. And yeah, they really need it again. I missed taking some lichen off some of these branches, so I've got to do that. The trees that are in the greenhouse, I think we're above freezing for at least, a week. So all these trees in the greenhouse can be moved out to the benches. And I'll get the greenhouse ready. I'll clean it all out and get it ready for the tropical trees, which will be going in the greenhouse at the end of this month. So they're going to go in for April, May, June, July, August, September, October. How many months is that? I didn't count. Let me try it again. April, May, June, July, August, September, October. That's 7 months. 7 months out of the 12 months of the year. So that's pretty good. That's not bad for tropical trees to be outside. The bench on this side is getting sunlight now. The sun is high enough in the sky that it's lighting up these benches now. And you can see the buds swelling on this maple here. They are getting really big. This is a Norway maple. And the top kept dying back, and you can see this top died back. You can see this leader branch died back. I just couldn't win with this one, so I'm just letting it grow. I'm not going to touch it. I've got a really strong branch here. I've got a really, really strong branch off to the side here, which will be the new leader. And so that one's dead. The top's dead. I don't know. I just didn't want to grow vertical, this tree. So the Manitoba maples are doing really well. You can see the buds swelling on those. Now there's a lot of dead sections in these trees. They were collected from the front garden. They just kind of barely survived the collection. In the front garden, a lot of it died back. You can see that whole top's dead. But I'll try and grow the living portions that are left. The red maple here, doing really well. And again, this whole top on it died back. I had it kind of pruned off flush here and didn't like that for some reason. So hopefully these new branches, I'll just let those grow. And hopefully it'll kind of repair itself at the top. Apple tree's doing well. Yeah, so exciting times ahead. I didn't prune this spruce at all last year, my bird's nest spruce. The growth came in really nicely. But now I can see it needs pruning. It's really thick, all this new growth. Needs some thinning, get the apex defined. Maybe we'll do that on today's video. I won't do it tonight, but tomorrow I'll tackle this project, getting that bird's nest spruce all pruned up. I'm going to phone and get the truck insurance back on it, so I'm hoping to get it on the road for Monday. I've got a lot of stuff, garbage. I've got a lot of stuff I got to get rid of. Car parts, got to take all those to the scrap yard. So I'm going to put the truck back to work. I definitely need it on the road quite quickly. Also for Monday, I'm going to try and call someone to get east trough put up here. I can always do it myself, but to get that length of east trough in one piece, they need to kind of bend it on the site here, because you can't transport east trough that long. It just like crumple. And you can buy east trough, but you'd have to join it in sections, and it's always nice to have a one piece. So I'm going to try and call someone to put an east trough up there. All right, I'm going to clean up my tools and my mess here, and tomorrow we'll get to work on the bird's nest spruce, maybe even the larch. It is the next day, and I'm ready to start working on the bird's nest spruce, pruning it up for spring. I'm looking at the spruce from the front, just kind of getting some ideas here. So some of the branches are lifting a bit. They're kind of coming up at the tips. So there's some shoots that are pointing more downward that I'll prune them back to. I kind of like the rounded crown up here, but it's starting to get a little empty in the top. So I think I need to prune that back a bit. Clean up some of the branches. They're just starting to become a big green blob up here. So I want to keep some separation in my branches. I'm going to start by pruning up this extending branch here, the longest branch, getting it kind of so it's not sweeping up the tips. Yeah, just trimming that up first. So I've got two downward pointing shoots right here, so I can definitely prune this tip off like that. I can prune my upward growth off here like that. There's a little more upward growth here I can prune off, just a little branch tip. Up here I've got a shoot sticking straight up that needs to be removed, that. And there's another one here coming from the top of the branch, sticking straight up, needs to be removed. Off it goes. There's one at the back here. I have a more horizontal shoot, so I'm going to take the one that's going upwards off, like that. So that kind of flattens the top of the branch. Now I've got to do a little bit of pruning to get the rest of it in check, make sure there's no overlapping branches. There's one here that's pointing upwards. I can shorten that to there. There's one here kind of growing towards the inside of the tree. I can remove that one, so I'll do that. There's another one at the bottom kind of coming straight towards you. There's quite a thick branch here, kind of coming straight towards you, and I'm just wondering, should I remove that whole branch? It will give me a little flatter of a branch here, so it's not a little more separation between the back branch and this one. I think I will. I'm going to take it back. I'm going to leave a bit of a stub. I can always clean that up later. So here I go. This is a fairly big cut. Like that. Gone. Yeah, you can see a lot more of the branch structure now. I may even... There's another one up top here I can prune off. Getting rid of some of this upward growth. Trying to flatten that branch out a bit more. There's two branches here. I'll show you a view from the top. They're kind of converging a bit, so I think the one needs to be pruned away. Here's a look. I've got two branches coming from this branch, and they're kind of running parallel. This one's the longer one, and see how it's interfering with this branch? These are too crowded together. So I need to clean that up a bit. So I got to decide, well, which one of these branches do I want to keep? And that is a good question. I think I need to get rid of that long one. Because it interferes with this branch beside it here. It's just too congested in that area. So that is going to come off, and I'll leave a bit of a stump there, or a bit of a branch like that. So that cleans this area up nicely. There's a shoot growing up vertically here I can take off. Clean this up a bit more. So let's clean that up. Now this branch up top here is kind of getting too long, and it's shading out the branch below, so this needs to be pruned back. So this branch, it looks like I can shorten it. I have some growth back further. So I'll definitely take this tip off. I can prune the one up here. I'll prune it off shorter, see what happens. It looks good and healthy, so usually if you prune a healthy tip off, it'll get some buds forming on there. Not always, but so there's some buds here, so I can prune this one back a bit. This one, it's got some good divisions back here. So off comes the tip. That gets a little more light to this branch. Not a whole lot, but a little more. I think I'll take that back even further. Like that. That gets a lot more light to that lower branch. This shoot's sticking straight up here, I can take off. Now up in the apex here, I want to shorten it. It's getting too long. So here's a branch. I have a division back here and a division up here. I could prune it off shorter, which I think I'd better. So off it goes. That. This one's sticking straight up. It comes off. There's a strange crossing branch in here I'm going to shorten. It's kind of shaded out. It probably won't survive anyway, but now in the apex I'm still looking to make it more compact if possible. Take this middle shoot out here. It's kind of dead anyway. And I think I'd better shorten this one. Got two shoots back here. Just checking everything over. I gotta make sure. a lot of strong growth on this branch. This branch, there's a branch up here, and then there's a thicker one below it. It's kind of a crossing branch here I'll get rid of. It didn't have a nice flow line. Now, let's have a look. I think this one kind of pointing upwards here, I can get rid of that. I can get rid of the tip here. Like that. Maybe even shorten that more. I think I will. Back to here. Like that. Alright, here's a look at the tree now. So you can see, because I shortened this a bit, it looks a little too symmetrical. So I'll probably need to shorten some of the branches on this side. There's a shoot going straight up here I can take off. Another one here going straight up. That. I'll shorten this one a bit more. That. Noisy day in the neighborhood today. There's one here kind of growing back in towards the tree. Take that one off. Got two branches parallel here. This is a thicker one and it's growing more vertical. Got to decide what I'm going to keep. It's a nice branch. I think I'm going to take this one off. Like that. That keeps it more compact. So. Stub I can clean up here. Vertical shoot here. Another vertical shoot in here I can remove. Just get a bit more branch separation. I'm going to take a branch off in here. Another one here that's kind of crossing. I'm going to take that off. And then I'm going to take this tip off here. Like that. I could take this one off, but I don't know. I might want something coming out the front eventually, in the apex. There's another shoot growing up vertically here. Clean that out. There's a big hanging branch in here. I need a bit of separation in here. I got a lot of hanging branches, which just doesn't look good, so I'm going to take that off. Like that. There's a vertical shoot here I can take off. Like that. I'm back up here in the top view, just checking out my branches. I got some overlapping branches down here. I think I want to remove this one coming across this other branch. Gotta think of the origin of the branch and keep the flow lines radiating out. You don't want it radiating out and then turning 90 degrees and crossing other branches. So now there's this whole top is sticking up, and I think I can prune that off, so I'm going to do that. I'll at least prune this part for now, and then this branch will gain strength, and then I can take these ones off later. I could even do it now. I guess I should do it now. There. That gets lots of light to this branch, so it'll do well. Another weird hanging branch here. It's just hanging down too far, so I'll remove that. This branch is also growing on the top of this other branch, so I'm going to take that off like that. That cleans that up nicely. I'm going to take this one back. I've got two good divisions here, so I'll take this one right off like that. And I've got 3 here, so I can take the thicker one off and keep the finer tip, so I'll do that. Like that. There's a branch coming out here that's interfering with the branch beside it, so I'll take that back. There's one growing from the inside corner back here, interfering with this branch. I'm going to take that off. Like that. Cleans that area up nicely. Now I'm looking at the back of the tree here. I can take this one back. There's a division here, so I can take this branch back. Like that. There's a shoot sticking up here I can remove. This one has a nice branch in the bottom here. I think I'll take this one back. And this one should be removed also. There's some buds back there, so I'll take the tip off, shortening it. This one I'll take the tip off also, because I have some buds back here. It's a bit of a dead stump here I can cut back. This one I can take the tip off. This one's getting very long. Some buds back there. I don't know if there's maybe some buds in here. Better not chance that. Well, I've made a lot of progress today. I think this one I'm going to reduce. That. This branch is going to be taken back to here. Okay, let's look from the front view again. I'm looking at the tree from the front view now, and I'm liking this lower branch here. It's really getting some good development on it. I think this branch above it needs shortening. That looks much better. On this side, I'm getting a bit of interference. This branch is kind of hanging down to the lower one. I don't know, I've got a lot of interference in that area. I did talk about removing this front branch. It's kind of a strange branch. It kind of crosses the trunk line, but it sure is nice having something there. If that were removed, the trunk line would look quite bare. So I think I need something there to fill that in a bit, and just so you can't see the whole trunk line all the way up to the apex. Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot of, behind the trunk here, there's a lot of hanging branches. I might be able to clean those out. I do, on this side, I have 2 branches growing from one spot. I think I need to remove that lower one. It's kind of growing from the inside of a bend, and keep the upper one. So, you know, on a tree, you want your lowest branches to be kind of drooping, and your mid branches get more horizontal, and as you get to the apex, you want them more and more vertical. So I think I'll take that horizontal one off. And now you can see there's another horizontal one behind it. Let me look at that. I think I'll take that one off also, and just keep my branches sweeping upwards. Yep, okay. Here I go. Like that. How does that look now? Well, I like that. It gives a lot more definition to the branches. It really makes the right-hand side look more cluttered now. I think I've got to remove something in this area here. Yeah, I hate to do it, but I think that whole middle branch has to be removed. It's a nice branch, really nicely developed, but it's just too close to the branch below. Just makes that area look cluttered. You can't see any branch structure. I am going to miss a bit of foliage. Oh no, that's okay. I was going to say I was going to lose all that foliage out front, but there is some coming forward, so on the other branch. All right, let's do it. Well, that looks better, I think. definitely see a bit more of the structure. Maybe I'll have to clean out some of the branches behind it now. I think that's a big step ahead for the tree. I think it looks more spruce-like too. I think I'm going to stop there for today. When the new growth comes in, I'll pinch it. Maybe we'll get some back budding, depending how vigorous it is this year. That is all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.